Moo and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pinktron. I am Brent Robinson. I'm joined today by Steph Jen. Steph, what are you drinking?
After a spicy lettuce, I'm having some Fentanyl.
Perfect. Stability as always. We also have Sean Bogenberg. Sean, what are you drinking?
Mid-work day, so another Pamplemousse LaCroix. Sorry, Pamplemousse.
Keeping the citrus industry alive over here. We gotta get
And keeping
our
our French listeners off me.
we also have Craig Martin. Craig, what are you drinking?
I'm having a coffee. I am going to actually ride after we record this, as opposed to every other week when I say I'm going to and don't.
Excellent. That's
We
always
believe you.
good. I have a soda vanille cerise, a vanilla cherry soda. So that's good. And we also have with us Steve Pritchard. Steve, what are you drinking?
I've got a warm Impossible Pale Ale out of the cupboard because I forgot to put something in the fridge before we started, which is sad. Thinking of things that'll also get you nice and warm tonight, though, Brent. Let's hear about HWR.
HWR was Neokyo All Nighter. Um, yeah, it was fast in the group race one. So Neokyo All Nighter is a bunch of flat stuff in the city and then up the railroad or up the rooftop KOM and then back down the rooftop KOM, finish at the sort of normal Neokyo finish down that one alley. I don't know what they call that finish line, but there's lots of races that finish there. But yeah, it's really just around. You do lots of you go through the alley, go through Castle Park both directions, and then up onto the railway, and then up onto the rooftop. So yeah, that I was with the lead group. I was with the lead group the whole way. I was probably 286, 87 watts for 26 minutes to hold the group to get to the climb. So that's, I don't know, 3.5 at least, I think, do the math. But yeah, it was fast, like really fast. And that only, yeah, that was 26 minutes to do like 17 kilometers or something like that. No, more than that. We were going like 43 kilometers an hour. So um, it was fast. There was guys in the front like trying to, I don't know how much they were seriously trying to like break away, but they were like leading out attacks on the group and then the group was responding and I pretty much just had my tow rope on the back of the group all the way. And then we hit the climb and I did not have anything to go with the fast people at the climb. So uh got into a little group, got second out of my group sprint to the end. And we actually almost caught the guys in front of us. We closed the gap from like 15 seconds to 4 seconds, but um, yeah, I'm sure they were all saving their guns for the finish too. So yeah, it was a fine race. Lots of fast racers in the front is like I don't know what your guys' impression of HWR this season is, but I think the fast group has gotten bigger. Like there's more faster racers than I think we've ever had in HWR. I think whatever the reputation is, it's like all the big guns want to try and win an HWR. So
So I
was
think there's some word of mouth on that because I've seen it on a couple different platforms. People actually recommending HWR for guys that are wanting really hard races.
well, it is that. Like I said, I'm a mid B and dropped like a hot potato on the first climb, and it was all in to stay on the leader's wheels. So, and I don't think there's much else strategy than that. Like I said, there was a B watch the climb up to the railway. There was like a pretty like good attack. Like probably took me 350, 360 watts per minute to hold the group as they went up that thing. The one guy definitely tried to like shake some people there. So be just aware. Like I knew it was coming and did kind of get up to the front of the group and then sort of just faded back as they all went chasing this guy and held the group. But and even the climb, like the climb didn't start at the climb. The climb started before we even turned. You know how you come off the railway and you make that right hand turn
Yep.
into like that little bit of roadway that then goes up. Like before we even made that right hand turn, the pace was on. So like
Before you hit the turn, you were dropped.
I wasn't dropped, I would say. Like I was still in the group, but it was like I was probably pedaling 360, 380 watts just to like hold as they were getting into the climb. And then when we went up the climb, they like I would have needed at least 400, at least a 400 watt average to hold probably not even the very front guys, but sort of the 15 to 23 group.
I know we'll probably talk about it more when we go round the horn, but do you think the numbers is down to the style of race it is? So it's kind of I'd call it an open race, I guess. No categories, just turn up and ride.
Yeah, I think it attracts a lot of people. Like I think, or certainly at the pointy end. Like I think it
Mm.
really the sort of mid A to top B racers like really find it a good test to like go
Yeah.
and get in. And I think it's like anything else, it's built like a bit of a community. Like the guys know who the fast guys are. They know who they're racing each week. They know who they want to beat. And there's lots of time. So if you do miss one, you can get into another one and get your points in. Because I think those guys who are at the top, the Dan Manallos and the Jason Robinsons and Tyler, can't remember his last name from Hydro. I think he is too. And Dan Manallo, like those guys who are at the top, like they want to get all those trophies. Bart Vanderlinden. I mean, they want 20 gold trophies up there and win the thing. So like they'll race it twice in a weekend if they don't win.
Yeah, looking at Swift Racing up of that front group of 15 people, 13 of which were diamonds, so the highest Velo rank. So, but still, again, well, more flatter than last week at the back. Again, a contingent of private copper riders with lots of PR. So first race or a big improvement. So
Yeah, it's come a long way from herd beginner racing.
Well, and I mean that was funny. It just in that it turned into something that was not expected.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it was only beginner racing because the races were relatively short.
Yeah.
I feel like this week's race is actually a herd beginner racing course. It's just top end guys like racing these shorter courses too.
well, I
Yeah.
think the other reason it was herd beginner was you didn't need to like worry so much about categorization. You didn't need to worry about with power so
Yep.
much. You know what I mean? You could just,
yeah,
if you just want to start
yeah,
racing, you just want to get into a race, you come to herd beginner racing, you do it. But
Yep.
yeah, once it sort of got the reputation as being fast racers, it's like you really got to know what you're in for. And the chatter was pretty positive before. Like there was chatter before the race, and it's like just find your group. Don't worry about stay with the leaders. Like it's gonna go. But so people get
Yep.
it.
Yeah. Good. That's
I,
excellent.
I know. Yeah, as a low C, I know I'll probably get spat out in the like. Hopefully, I can survive for 5 minutes, but usually it's in the first 2 minutes or so. If there's a bit of a rise, I'm out the door already. So yeah, but you just have to and know where you what you get into and find a nice group to people to race with. Usually there's still racing at the back or in the middle of somewhere.
Yeah. Anything else for HWR?
Yeah, I think bike is. I have a fully upgraded Pinarello 2024 Dogma, so I use
Yeah.
that plus the DT Swiss 65s. You could use disc. I mean,
Yeah.
the climb is very flat, so
Yeah. You could absolutely use disc or a Tron or whatever.
Yeah,
It just depends. Like really, yeah, that one's tough because it's almost so flat, even in the draft. You might be better off having had the arrow all the way to there.
yeah, yeah. It's like there could be, especially if you were like a lower B or something, and you wanted to be able to hold that group and shake like the top C's, not have to get into a sprint with them. Like that might really help you get
Yeah.
through there. And maybe if I showed it too, I would have been a little less tired. Who knows? You know what I'd be curious for a test on is like sprinting with the disc because they are heavier. You know what I mean? So you got to get the momentum up,
I don't
even
know.
though they're more
So,
arrow.
but like, I mean, if you think about the physics of it, the amount heavier is so small compared to the entire rider bike combo.
Yeah, I suppose.
Um, I think the arrow, as you start to get up above 50 kph, is so much more.
Yeah, I guess especially if you do anything over about 5 seconds, 'cause then
Yeah, yeah.
the
Once you
acceleration
get up to
factor is
speed,
kind of
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, like Bart Vanderlinde was 10th in this race.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but he tends to like he's a lighter rider, but he likes the more the breakaway style. So he's
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
he might have tried to go away on the hill.
yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah, if he couldn't break away and he got into the sprint, he's probably not
Not with
like an
Doug.
A triple
Yeah.
plus sprinter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to Matt
Doug, Justin
DeFreitas.
Hess. Yeah, wow. A couple of guys
Matt,
whose names I know. Yeah.
Matt DeFreitas in 13th had a really good race too. He did good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Good.
So herd beginner racing. That was Steph. You looked it up. I forget now.
yeah, it's on fan
And
flats for the two top bands, so above 225 ZRS, it's 3 laps, and below it's 2 laps, or essentially 3 and 4 laps, because the lead-in is essentially a lap on itself in terms of distance. But
Okay.
basically, one of the flattest course you can get. So again, yeah, your fastest aero bike, or with discs, or Tron if you have it.
Yeah. So I guess that's just on the kit as you if you've started the game later. I think for a lot of people, you should be able to get the Tron before you can get the DT Swiss wheels at level 40, probably. Because if you don't have those wheels, I think the Tron is best. And then once you get those wheels, the fastest road bikes are best. But for flat and rolly courses,
yeah, if you did a lot of climbing and you got the Tron bike by level 40, yeah, you're probably right.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
It's
you
kind
try,
of,
yeah.
yeah, now with the new changes, I found it's now really, I say it opposite, because you have to do a lot of climbing to unlock the Tron, but the Tron is basically the best bike only for pure flat courses,
Yep.
and not yeah, bit of a weird change there when they changed with the bike upgrades and such. But yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I don't think it's anybody. It's the flattest score, so stay in the draft and sprints, and yeah,
yeah. Um, so yes, you've got a couple trips through even for the shorter race to figure
yeah,
out where your sprint start is. I think for if you have a bit of power, you probably want to start speeding it up and stretch the group out before the turn. Maybe even start sprinting at the turn if you've got a long sprint. But
How many laps, Steph?
2 laps or 3 laps. So you do it like
Mm,
3 times. 3 or 4 times you pass through that final sprint section.
yeah,
the other thing I'd say is if you get an arrow, because you go through like it's a lead in through it and then a lap around it, right? So you have
Yeah,
so just
yeah,
the one power up and the two. Oh no, you get two power ups, right? You get the
yeah,
first one, then the second one on in the small race, and three in the big race.
yeah,
So I'd say if you
yeah,
get an arrow, unless you feel like you have to use it to get dropped, I just hold it. Hold it till the end.
yep.
yeah,
That
yeah.
Don't burn your power ups.
well, so burn anything that's not an arrow
Yes.
because
Yeah, yeah,
you want another chance at an arrow.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
and you just hope you don't have a feather because it's not
Yeah,
much
feather's
use.
tough.
It's still helpful, but it's not anywhere near as good on this finish as the other two. So,
That's what I had my finish today as an air feather.
oh yay!
I don't know. The
Um,
guy beat me pretty handily, so
yeah. So Stampede, Tempest Fugit, Classic TT, give it a go, and that's it.
good, good.
Yeah.
You don't have a time on Tempest Fugit. I don't even know what we're doing here.
Yeah,
Everybody should know
everybody
this.
should have tried this at some point. If you haven't, do it because it's a fun pacing
It's a,
exercise.
it's a really good test. Yep,
20K, see how hard you can go.
exactly. All right. I think that brings us to, right. That's all the herd racing.
That is all the herd racing.
All right. Technically, I guess we do news, but we're gonna do story time with Craig, I think.
Yes, I had a few things happen this week. So last weekend I did the Ecro preseason chasing ruse or whatever the heck they called it. So it was a TT and then two races. I did really well on the TT. Um, just beat by a very small amount. So they did the TT the way we used to do Stampede with no draft.
No draft
Everybody
mass
starts
start.
together. Yeah. So that was fun. Maybe we should try that format again because that was really fun.
I really liked that format because you got into head to heads with people,
Yeah.
whereas like it's complete luck of the draw if you get drawn with somebody who's a similar pace. I know some well, I think some people do seed it a bit, don't they? But yeah, I really like that mass start, no draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FRR does the same thing with their TTTs usually. Well, I don't want FRR, but they tend to do also mass start TTTs.
Yeah. So that the TT was on No Sleep Till Brooklyn. So that um it finishes at the top of the Brooklyn Bridge KOM.
Yeah.
Oof,
And
tough finish.
yeah, so yeah, it was and it's mostly it's flat and rolly before that, but anyway, that was a tough one. Um so I did pretty well there. I think I came second in C. I'm in C for
What was your
Echo.
escalator strategy in a TT?
Escalator. I accelerated onto it and then dropped back to my power. So
Yeah,
not
because
it worked like with the way the escalators work now, especially after they undid the adding a flat number of watts debacle. Um, yeah, I just get your entry speed up, and that makes the biggest difference, I find.
yeah, I think I've read somewhere or viewed it. It's something like now it should feel like even though the percentage is different, it should feel like 6%. So if your trainer difficulty, maybe
Yeah.
3%. So yeah, I've noticed it when doing those escalators. You can pretty roll at a tempo and still have a decent speed. Not on a race, of course, but
Yeah. So I basically was very close to my FTP for 50 minutes on that one. So the lesson I learned is on these multi days with a long TT to start, don't hammer the TT because I was dead. Especially because I did the late evening on Friday night and then the morning races on Saturday and Sunday. And that was a poor choice because I came last by a significant margin on Yorkshire Double Loop the next day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
I was, yeah, 4 minutes off 4 minutes off sixth.
How many people were in the race?
7.
Oh, tough. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a tough race with that many people too, because like you really got to be in the group because otherwise,
Well, so there were other people. So I was riding with a couple of the D's. I was trying to help Jeff Murvaugh out some because I just ended up with him. So
Yeah, so
oh,
that
these were
was
like velo categories. I'm like, what? Jeff's not deep, but anyhow, okay, I got it.
yeah. So the velo category, and they bumped them way up from last year's Ecro categories. So it's like up to C is up to 1600 or something.
Hmm.
It's quite high. Um, and then yeah, day 3. I guess I think I did a little bit better, but was still last. And that was on triple loops. So that triple loops is London, and it is up Leith Hill, and then straight down over across and back up box, but you don't actually do the box segment because you approach it from the other side.
yeah,
That
So
was the same as the London race last week.
yeah,
Or no, the London's at our route.
what?
I don't know. Last week we did Leith and then we did box from the other side, the wrong direction.
Oh, okay, must have been. I don't remember it, but maybe it was maybe C was a different route. Was that last season?
No, not ZRL. I meant Tour de Zwift. Pardon me.
Oh, Tour de Zwift. Yeah, yes, it was a Tour de Zwift route. Yes.
yeah, it's one of those routes
Yeah.
indeed.
Anyway, I got detached on the flat before the climb, and I think I think it was Jeff again. I was 2 minutes behind him starting the first climb and ended up passing him by the finish, but
Oh,
it was but like I did fine in the climbs. It was just I just when we started in the morning, I just didn't have the punch to stay on and lost it. So
crazy.
yeah. So anyway, I probably wasn't really in shape for it. Didn't really work out that well, but it's a fun format. But anyway, I don't know.
But what? You wanted to talk about it.
What's that?
You wanted to talk about the format.
Well, so the format, yeah. So the all the categories together, um, it's all starting together is rough because it really is hang on to the A's as long as you can, and like that's like I got gapped by a bunch of the D's in that last race because I dropped off and they were still hanging on to some A's through the flat, and then I was able to pull some in, but it's because you're talking to some guys who are like, oh yeah, smart racers. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I mean, the smart racer is trying to hang on, but that there's no second strategy. It's hang on.
I don't know that I totally agree with you for the Ecro stuff, particularly for the Ecro World Tour, like Grand Tours.
Okay.
Um, because a lot of the time, if you were smart about when you let go of that group, you see that person again. You see the people that stuck in that front group again, and they
Yeah.
have now spent a lot more effort. Um, it, if they're legitimately quite a bit stronger than you, then like it doesn't matter that much, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of the like in a lot of those races we were doing, like um, I was finishing 4 minutes behind the A's. Um, but and that I'm just looking at that's stage one.
Yeah.
Um, but there are, couple other people that had been in that front group with us when that like when we dropped off that had actually maybe even been with the front group longer than that. races. Yeah, I don't totally agree because these are long races usually.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was for the Chasing Ruse, but these were usually pretty long, like hour plus races. And if somebody's going too deep early on, like I was
Yeah.
that person in one of the races where I went really deep right at the beginning of the race, and like halfway through, I was suffering because I'd been suffering for a week and a half, um, and just didn't have it in my legs anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So these were 50-minute, 54-minute, 115 for me. So, yeah. And I dropped a pile of velo points, which kind of tells me maybe I just wasn't in shape.
Yeah.
Like it might have just been I didn't have it last weekend, but yeah, it was. I don't know.
I think like it. So the TT was same thing, like master at all categories.
Yep.
I mean, that's interesting in and of itself because, of course, now you're. Yeah, I mean, listen, I know there's little colored dots on the side, but human
Yes.
perception being what it is, you probably go out a little too hard, like regardless, a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then then you get into that. So if guys are saving themselves, and then what it sort of introduces, like, it depends a lot on what the type of route is. Like you said, you caught Jeff Murbosh, like triple loops, especially with that big. Which the hell is the big hill? Leith or Keith? I can't
It,
remember which
it,
one.
Yeah.
it, it's Lead Hill with that
Leith Hill.
long, yeah,
Like if you
pre
like that's
climb without, yeah,
like the hill itself is only about, I think, 7 or 8 minutes, really steep, but the
Oh,
whole
the
climb is
segment.
like
Yeah.
yeah, it's the one
15.
climb, yeah,
So for sure, if someone gets dropped and burns up there, you can definitely catch someone. That's if it's a flatter route, and especially if things string out, you don't get bodies with you. That's a lot tougher, right? Like
Yep.
something more like that. Well, Yorkshire triple loops is a lot of rolliness to it, so it's not quite so flat. But you know what I mean? Like it depends like some of that math depends a lot on what you got coming up. Like for sure, if you can accelerate through a climb and you saved your legs, you can make up time. But
Yeah. Oh, and
try to,
I made up a lot of time. I just made up a lot less than I dropped on the flat.
yeah. Well, that's the trick because
Yeah.
yeah, there is a lot of flat start in that one before you hit the climbs.
Yeah.
So interesting. I mean, it's just good. There's different formats. I mean,
Yeah.
everything has its ups
yeah,
and downs, and
yeah. I think I did for the first time an FRR race, and they do it also by Velo, but I think they do like two two Velo ranks per pen, and I think it's a staggered start, so the highest category starts first and with 1 minute 1 minute interval. So yeah, there you don't have that chasing the front group. You are
were you on contract with the Chupas?
So I guess they haven't started
Oh, the team stuff.
the team stuff yet. So
Ah,
there's no team. The team management isn't open yet.
got it. Got it. Got it.
So, but anyway, they had it, but you can't buy a license yet, but they still disqualified everyone who didn't have a license. So anyway, whatever. As far as on the Acro site.
Oh, did you stream your races?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can
So
watch it.
yeah, I looked it up and then I'm like, oh, that's Craig.
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
yeah, anybody curious, go ahead and look.
Good, good.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we had I guess the next category, we're changing all the we're getting all new segments here on the Picturon.
Oh,
1,647 episodes, we're getting new segments. Might be a slight estimate that I got off, but anyway.
well
We're
on
gonna call
I
this
don't
one
think we're
what?
there yet.
Facebook
well on the
mailbag? I
big
don't know. Or maybe we shouldn't. Let's not. Meta's not paying us any money. Let's not use that. We'll just call it the Mool bag. The Mool bag.
Removal bag. What
If
we
you
do for a
guys,
haycheck.
if you guys could see Steve's face right now, he hates me so much.
No, I'm really jealous that I didn't think of that pun.
All right.
So yeah, we're going to talk ZRL anyway.
Yeah.
What did we want to talk first, Greg? Was it last week's course
Yeah,
or
let's talk
this
a little
week's course?
bit of last week. So last week was, and I think we did it once before, the cobbled climbs loops. And oh man, was that something. So, I mean, we were only 3 laps. Brent, you did 4.
Yep.
Um, 3 was lots.
Yep. Honestly, I mean, I don't know how your guys shook out, but I mean, it was fine till Libby was probably in the 20s at Libby, and then I'm amazed. Like, I don't know how some people did it, but they were like close enough to me off Libby that when they got to the bottom 23rd, they were dropping like 10, 11, 12 watts per kilo sprint still on
Yeah.
23rd Street, and I did not have that. I'll tell you that right now. Like, I couldn't believe the number of guys that would come ripping through and like put like 4 seconds on me just at the bottom of the hill before we got halfway up. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Anyway, um, so then it all actually came back together. By the time we got to the flats at the top, I think the whole like the first 35 of us maybe were all back together again. Maybe not quite that many. Maybe like 25. Anyway, so that all came back together. Then we do at the Libby again, and the front guys went off the front again, and it blew apart. I don't know how many groups they had in front of us, but we ended up in a group from about 20 to 30, give or take. And then lap 3, it blew back apart again. And then we chased some guys down and caught some guys. And then lap 4, I think we were down to only about 6 in our group from, I think, about 21 to 27, or maybe 22 to 28 was our final group of the 6 of us. And then it blew apart. And then it was like a 3-man finish trying to catch guys up the road. I know Austin from our team, like he held closer to the front a lot longer than I did, but he got dropped back. I think he ended up finishing about 5 in front of me or 3 in front of me. He was on the final climb up that Governor Street Hill and stuff. And like, yeah, it was, I mean, the pace definitely slowed down. I've got a teammate who needs to learn to get off the front a little bit in some
Yeah.
of these flat spots. But um yeah, I mean, it was hard. It was really, really hard to like do that Libby Hill climb, like those two. I mean, Libby Hill, even as much as it's longer, like it really is like from the one hairpin to the right, and then as hard as you can from there to the top
Yeah.
for really 30, 40 seconds. Like the first bit isn't like you can, I guess you can lose it if you don't go quite hard enough, but
Yeah.
really it's from that hairpin to stomp it to get to the top. And then 23rd Street is full, like speed up down the bottom as soon as you hit the thing, go as hard as you can, as long as you can to get to the top.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like 30 seconds all out. And then, back
Rinse and
down,
repeat.
and then
Yeah.
you gotta, yeah. And then it's like in the bottom. I mean, like I said, I had to go pretty hard to catch my group. And then our group went reasonably hard to like catch back to the front.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was
I often find the hardest
long.
part of that lap is actually Governor Street. That
Yeah.
third climb, even though it's not categorized, like you're already tired and
Yeah.
like
I
I've
think it's
said
very
that
mentally tough.
I've said that before. This past week, I did not find that. And I think it's just that there wasn't anybody really, well, there was one guy in our race really pushing it on that, but we just let him go. And he was a minute ahead of us before we started the last lap. It was like, whatever.
I was going to say this is interesting about what you were saying about your teammate, Brent. I think there's a there's a skill right in being able to assess has the group in front of me really got off the gas, in which case I could catch back up something that's worth the effort,
Yeah.
or actually are they just faster than me? And especially a course like Richmond where kind of you're going to get put in the group you're meant to be in. Very rarely are you behind a group that you're going to stay in, because it's got effectively 3 climbs in the lap, hasn't it? So it's you're going to get sorted.
Yeah. Actually, first, before I get to mine, I I watched the Amber B1 race or B2 race, sorry, the herd of wedgies, the wedge-tailed eagles, and Aaron Terra got dropped very early, and so they were taking it really hard on Libby, and that race was fast, but so Aaron went absolutely batshit crazy on 23rd Street. He got the top three times on laps 2, 3, 4, and but he got dropped basically first lap Libby, I think it was, and he's like, I'll just sit in, and he got a bunch of FTS points. So
Not a bad strategy when you're back there. I guess, yeah, it's not that much draft, and if you've really like not gone full gas on Libby, then you can definitely catch the guys who did, like,
yeah,
and put time into them.
yeah. So anyway, that's he did that and got a decent haul of points. So good on him there.
Especially if you
Um,
do like a good time, like if you can time being at the back of a group at the
yes,
top of that hill, and then like come through them like on the flat right into the thing, and then like
100%.
have
Yeah,
that slingshot through, you can definitely like do some
yeah,
stuff with the time there.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
just for the record on this, so I was a 3.075 watts and came in 26 or whatever place. I got 33 finish points, whatever that was. Um, my one teammate who finished behind me, two places behind me, but only got 80 less 80 less FAL points,
yeah,
did a 3.4287. So it was 37 watts and zero point 0.4 watts a kilo higher than me.
yeah. Yeah, well, it is. There's so much in putting the watts out at the right time.
And like I just remember being in the group with them being like, who are we chasing right now?
Yeah. Well, so and that's so I came anyway. So our race, it was really chill until the bottom of Libby, and then it kind of kicked off. You say at the right turn there, and so I did pretty good on the first, especially the first four climbs, but yeah, I did pretty good on the climbs and the points. So at the end of the race, um, I got dropped on. Actually, I don't remember where I got dropped. I'd have to go back and look at my stream because it's all a blur. But yeah, I got dropped on the two climbs the last lap. I was in a group and kind of pushed with the group and was able to get back onto the lead group. And then we're climbing governors, and I'm like, oh my, I feel so bad. I'm gonna drop off. And then I went to the old my old running coach's theory of if you feel like you just can't hold the pace, try going faster before you try going slower. And so I actually attacked, was in second for a bunch going up governors, got a gap, and then that was just it. I was done. But it was worth a shot. So I finished 17th on the road, but yeah, had a pretty good haul of points. Actually, I had more FAL points than Chris. Yeah, the most FAL points on the team, but DJ and Chris, I think, were sixth and seventh. I was 17th. Foster was a couple points behind me. Then Terry, the Duke, was back there. So yeah, it was a good run.
Nice. Yeah, I mean it's a good points race. It's fair.
Yeah,
I had the same experience on Governor Street the first three laps, but that last lap when the finish was on the line, it was really hard, especially once that right hand turn comes
yeah,
on Governor Street and it kind of gets just a little steeper there. There was definitely a couple guys that smoked the living crap out of me right there. And I went,
yeah. So I'm the one that pushed it there, but I just didn't have it to go to the finish.
yeah, fun. And then
Yeah,
they want a preview of preview of next week's HWR
sure.
on
Yeah,
Greater
we'll just
London
talk
Meet.
about the CD race. So it's on Greater London, Greatest Loops London Looping.
That's the one.
I think is the official name. Basically, you're going to ride around London. You're going to go up Leith Hill, and then back down to a sprint point. It's all about Leith Hill. Expend no energy, or minimal possible energy to get to Leith Hill, because that's where your race is made. You might just about catch on, I think, is what we can say with this one. So what is it? We're on Great Test London Loop. So you've got about uh trying to judge by the scale on Swift Insider is always fun, isn't it? But it's about 25 Ks long and you've got about 6 Ks from the top. So you might catch up to a group on the way back down. But yeah, do no work. Especially on the start of Leith Hill, actually. Leith Hill's one that gets progressively harder. So if you can to save yourself a bit in the group as well, until you get to till the segment. It's sort of a build up before the segment, which will tire some people out, and then the segment itself is progressively harder as well. So yeah, actually quite a simple course, I think, but one that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're gonna have to expend energy to stay. I think you gotta, especially if you're trying, like if you think you're got a chance for like the top group, I think you gotta stay in touch on those lower parts of
You do.
the pre-segment
Yeah.
climb. So you're gonna have to put out. You're not gonna be able to just save it for the segment. But I mean, definitely don't try and break anyone unless you really think you got the legs. Don't try and break anyone until you get to those steep bits because it takes a lot longer than you think to cover that last bit of the climb. Like it is steep and
Hmm.
hard, and it takes a while. Like you would
I
definitely
I
break
think
people there.
I think also looking at the power ups, you don't blow yourself to be only slightly ahead of a group because the groups are going to be faster downhill and there's an anvil. So, and you've got the little climb out of the underground as well. So you want a bit left in the tank for that. So if you're in a sort of that select group, I don't think there's much point in being kind of 1 or 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the
Yeah.
group at the top of Leith. Save yourself. It's gonna be about that up out the underground. Is where you're beating people if you're in a group at the top.
Yeah, and then I mean the finish here, I don't know. I'm not really great at this London finish. I always seem to leave it too late because it's a bit hidden. So I guess just don't be late, I guess, I think is a little bit the thing. Like don't wait till you see the finish line. Like watch those numbers counting down and watch around you because
Yeah.
probably like 400 to 500 meters it's going out and you won't have seen the finish line yet.
Yeah. No, yeah, you have to
No.
be very ready to go, but you unless you have really good long power, you don't want to be the first to go out of a group uh until just before you can see the banner, I think.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, it's a bit of a
There's a bit of a downhill uphill. Yeah.
downhill and then uphill. Yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah. There's a little bit of a dip before the
yeah.
finish and then uphill into the finish. So yeah, I've had some good small group finishes there before. So
You have to talk about it. Why the hell do we get 2 laps of Great London?
yeah, so AB is 2 laps of London Loop. Um, I've had a lot of fun on 2 laps of London Loop before, but as a scratch race, I don't know.
I guess
Seems
it's
like a
only
great,
30K, but
yeah, yeah, 30K to I don't know what's Box Hill doing it twice.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, the boxes, these guys in B and A will be doing it for sure in like 7.
yeah,
So,
and probably well, even top Bs are probably so that the lead Bs are probably under 7 for the on the second climb, right? So
yeah, in B1 and B Dev, that would
yeah,
be pretty fast.
yeah. Oh yeah, not BDev, yeah.
Fun.
Yep. Yeah, so scratch race, no points, just finish. So good fun. And it's not disc,
Hmm.
I don't think. even with the downhill and a flat finish, I think it's not disc. I don't think, unless you're a superior climber in your group, in which case, why not just climb away from the group?
Yeah, I think it's NV 4.5s or whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
Yeah.
yeah. Swift Insider says the MVs, SES 4.5s or the DT Swiss
Yeah.
65s.
He's gone with the. Is he? Yeah, 65, not the discs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
And
helpful to
those
be able
two
to.
wheel sets are so close together that it's, yeah. Just the 65, the DT Swiss are slightly faster. The NVs climb slightly faster, but they're very, very close.
Good. Well, yeah, it's been, but these were good routes for ZRL. Like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the temple climb, but I actually respect it as a race. And the bead, like I say, the best thing about this particular last year or whatever you have ZRL has been the development divisions.
Yeah.
I think it's really helped smooth some of those difficulty walls that come for people. Like you can be in a race at least a little bit. Like I know it's tough for some, but
Yeah,
in the
I
end,
almost wish there was a better system for figuring out what time slots we're going to have the dev,
hmm,
because if you could do that and just so you could more purposefully sign up for dev, because it turned into a lot of people that really wanted the dev divisions just didn't get them because they didn't know which time slots were going to get them.
I almost wish they would like do fun things with the time slots and even like make more different thresholds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this one is going to be 0.5 higher or 0.3 higher and have like a whole series of gradients or something. Just
Yeah.
to, I mean, I know it's tough sometimes for people to get their teams together and stuff, but
Yeah.
like people like lots of these time slots are only like 20, 30 minutes apart. So
Yep.
you do you do 2 or 3 different B thresholds and see if you get 5 or 6 teams for each one. See who slots into where. I think it'd be interesting. Because I mean, you just get so many bunched up around like the B threshold, and so many now now you're gonna have another bunch around the B development threshold.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be done for that. Good. All right. I think on that note, we will say thank you to Steph Chen. Thank you to Sean Fogenberg. Thank you to Steve Pritchard. Thank you to Craig Martin. Thank you to everybody listening at home. Thank you to everybody doing their herd races this weekend, everybody. Hope you have fun. Moo and good night.